Simon, which gives me great stress because I'm sure he's made up lots of lies about me.
No delight.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Come and go.
Right. Things have gone a bit awry last night. We got the Sharpie out, and can I have a big round of applause for my warm-up act first? I've kind of doodled all over my speech.
He was pretty drunk last night and he got hold of his speech and scribbled a lot.
It all seemed like a good idea. Okay, two things before I start. One thing, can I, Kelly, I don't know if you can just put your hand on the table like that. Just for the duration of the speech. Just put your hand. How many people got? I'll explain it a little bit later. Okay. What else?
So you don't get slapped.
Okay. All right. Hello, for everyone who don't know me, I'm Niff's best mate, Simon. Okay. Now, before I start, I'd just like to repeat what's been said so many times today, and that is how good Nathan. I was expecting it. How good Kelly looks today. She looks fantastic. It's the parrot. Hang on, that's page 7. Wait. I'd also like to draw attention to how well Nathan has scrubbed up. Even if he did copy my outfit. Nathan was my best man recently, and frustratingly, it put me under a lot of pressure by doing an amazing job. People praising him how well he did on the day. One lady who was already wed, will remain unnameless, wanted to use him as a best man at her next wedding. Praise indeed. It's true. I myself haven't received any such praise yet. I'm just saying this all. When it came to his speech, no, I seriously haven't. No one said that. When it came to his speech, he made things up about me. Just to get cheap laughs. That's not actually a funny bit. Now I just sat there, I sucked it all up, because I knew that my time was yet to come. And now, here we are. Rest assured, most of the things I say today will be true. Some might be exaggerated, and who knows, I might even make some stuff up. But if you know Nathan, I'm sure you'll understand and agree with most of the things I'm about to say. If you don't know Nathan, you're probably at the wrong reception. So if you can leave now, we won't make a fuss. Right, I was concerned that you wouldn't be drunk enough to receive this speech. Initially, I'm not drunk. I'm not worried anymore. I've known Nathan for over 20 years now. We met through a mutual friend, but like a lot of enduring friendships, I didn't really like Nathan much in the beginning. It was a look photo. He had to have the best clothes, his hair just so. That's always helped me. And he had more bling than Del Boy. He'd only recently left the army, so he was cocksure, overconfident, and had a lot of stories. So many stories. Consequently, we didn't really connect immediately, and he remained as somebody I knew, and nothing more. This all changed one day when I was in a dark place, my head all over the place with women problems. And I happened to bump into Niffy when I was walking down Marlborough Road, and we sat on the Great Lines while he listened to my woes, talking it out, and then he helped me see things clearer, and then we just sat and chatted for hours. It was then that I saw another side of him, an intelligent, caring, and deeper individual than the cocksure, shallow how that I took him for. The rest is history, and we've been firm friends ever since. This is generally the time where I would reel off endearing stories of the time that we've known each other, but I've decided to take a different tack. I've decided to unleash an assault on his character instead, as a direct response to the lies that I endured on that day in May, unless there is any objection. Timekeeping. This is a long one. Nathan is infuriating and he's never on time for anything. It's not a vindictive or a conscious decision. It's generally because he talks too much. My standard tactic is to always arrange to meet him half an hour before we're due to be there, so that there is a slim chance he will be on time. It's even taken him 15 years to get married, so he's certainly not one to be rushed. I always look for positives in people's faults. The only good thing I can say about this one is that at least he is consistent. Money. As a direct result of his army days, where all his food and lodgings were sorted and all his money was his own, he adapted a gung-ho, carefree attitude towards money. This isn't necessarily a bad attitude, however, as I find it kind of refreshing, as I've always kind of been anal about it. He's never been very good at looking after the pennies, I think. Now, this isn't normally a problem, because in most relationships, there is always one of them that is good with money. In this case, Kelbo is equally poor with money management. So these crazy cats live hard and fast in a perfect storm of bad finance. Having said all this, they live by the east end of Medway Code, and they never see a friend or a member of their family go without, and they'll always support everyone in need. Misguided beliefs. He believes in saluting solitary magpies, and he's also convinced others to do so.
Yeah.
I do that now. He thought Benefit Street is a range of budget chocolates from Aldi. He thinks Holby City is a documentary. He also deems it bad luck to walk over 3 drains. 1 drain, no problem. 2 drains, fine. Yeah, 3 drains. Woo! Not that one. I know, what's all that about? Superstition. Does anyone, you do that?
I do that. Scott does that.
You ever do what?
I'm not the only OCD.
Did you say toes?
Toast.
Oh, toes. 3 times. I actually Googled, because Scott was going to say something at this juncture. I took to Google last night. One thing I should do. I took it to Google last night, Scott, as I had a suggestion that you would pipe up at this juncture. You didn't. And I just want to read out my findings on superstition. Superstition is generally a religious beef based on fear or ignorance. And the thing I'm stuck on in this case is which descriptive term this applies, but I don't think it's fair. This is a late. No. Despite all of this, I can honestly say that in all the years that I've known Nathan, nobody has ever questioned his intelligence. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard anyone mention it. I've got an addition to my speech that Kelly's put in at the last moment yesterday. It's repetition. Now, I didn't ever pick up on this. I've been in this bank for a long time, but Niff has a habit of repeating what you've just said just after you say it. And I've got 2 quotes from people that are very close to him. One of them is, he's a parrot on his shoulder. That will relate, you relate to that. And the 2 is your own personal echo. See, I never realised that, but I'll pick up on it now, and I'd urge you to do the same. Okay. Competitiveness. He's uber competitive with whatever he does, especially when it comes to me and him. He even gets annoyed when I got married before him. One to me. Beard. Oh, that's all I wrote on that.
Tell them why you said beard.
No, that's it.
Because you have beard envy.
That's all I got. No,
You have beard
I can have
envy.
beard. You're a lucky man. Right, willpower. People say he has no willpower, but I have to stand up for him on this one because I've personally seen him giving up smoking on many, many occasions. I've now got a couple of stats and sayings about weddings. Someone once said that marriage is a 50-50 partnership, but anyone who believes that clearly knows nothing about women and fractions. It is said that man is really incomplete until he is married, but then he is really finished. Remember that. In a recent survey held, 70% of married men live longer than single men. Sadly, however, 80% of them people were more prepared to die. Sometimes I make myself laugh. It's so much more fun than writing a best man speech than one for the groom, and I've written 2 of them recently. No, it's not true. It's not true. He said, don't say that. No, I haven't written the speech, I just typed it. Nathan, you truly are a lucky man. Kelly is a wonderful girl, and she deserves a great husband. Now, thank heavens you married her before she had a chance to find one. 74% of people admitted that they are far more susceptible to the demands of someone when they are engaged in public speaking. So can you please put your hands together again for the easily led? Just change that to that. 98. Okay, right. I really have to stop knocking this character down now and start building him up again. Because that's what they do in the army, isn't it? They might have only done half a job, but I'm going to finish it today. Nathan is one of the most interesting guys I know. There isn't much he hasn't tried in life. He's skydived, done abseiling, caving, potholing, skiing, white water rafting, zip lining, and he's even been an extra on Called a Midwife. And walked across hot coals. Because of his strong-willed character, there isn't much he won't try, and he never refuses a challenge. He also had more jobs than he's moved house, which gives you some scale of what he's done. He's been part of the infantry in the army, a warehouseman, a diamond driller, a stock control specialist. That's a posh word for a thief, isn't it? He's been a logistic project manager, an admin manager, a car salesman, a painter and decorator, and gimp. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I read that wrong. I wouldn't mind if it's tight. Because of his different lines of work, he can talk to people on the same level. He can talk to people in high-level business roles, right down to the people like Steve. You got anything to say about that? That was your one bit. Okay, you were supposed to comment on that, you didn't. But Steve's so common, he thinks the people on Shameless are posh. Right, so before I read through my closing statement, I'll just explain the hand thing. So this is basically like, this is the last time in your life that you'll ever have the upper hand in marriage. That's the last time. So I thought I'd give you that moment, you know. You got that. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Seriously though, I really would like to thank Nathan for asking me to be his best man today. He's been the straight brother that I've never had. He's been an amazing friend to me over the last 20 years, and I'm sure he'll be my friend for the rest of my life. Nathan and Kelly fight and bicker like the rest of us, but they really are made for each other. You only have to watch them together to realise how much love is between them both. I'm so happy for him and his family today, as they really are special people. Shouldn't expect that. And they deserve every happiness that comes in their way in life. On that note, before Niffy starts welling up, it gives me immense pleasure to invite you all to stand for one final time.
Jeez.
So you now raise your glasses once again in a final toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Little. And damn it.
Damn it.
That's it. We're done. Thank you.